Welcome to your Giants Minicamp report brought to you by New Era. Anita Marks here with John Schmelk. And first and foremost, let's talk about tight end Jake Ballard. As we know, he did not pass his physical on Monday, coming off of ACL and microfracture surgery, and was waived by the Giants.
And unfortunately on Tuesday, much to the Giants' surprise, Anita, he was claimed by the New England Patriots. Now that means the Patriots are going to keep Jake Ballard on their roster in 2012 and not use him. They're going to be paying him to basically sit on injured reserve, something the Giants didn't think any other team would do, which is why they waived him with every intent of bringing him back in 2013 when he was healthy, and they planned for him to be a big part of this team in 2013. They were pretty devastated he's not going to be back.
Now, Jake Ballard was loved by his teammates here with the Giants. Let's hear from fellow tight end Travis Beckham.
Obviously, he built a reputation here. He's very close with the guys here, the staff, the team, and I think that if he could have picked, he would have picked to stay here, but that's not how the NFL works sometimes. You got to take what you can get sometimes.
So, John, let's talk about the tight end core right now, how it stands. Huge opportunity for Martellus Bennett, not only for the season, but really making a name for himself with the organization for years to come.
Well, this Jake Ballard injury, or rather the Jake Ballard claim, is not going to affect the Giants' plan in 2012. He was not in them anyway because of the injury. They brought in Martellus Bennett to be the starter. They have Adrian Robinson, their draft pick this year, but he's very raw. He was finishing class at Cincinnati. He only just arrived here at Giants camp a couple days ago. So they really are going to rely on Martellus Bennett, but he's been banged up. He hasn't been on the field a whole lot, dealing with a leg injury. Then you got a guy like Hopkins, Bear Pasco's back. He's really the one guy that knows the system that the Giants are going to rely on early on in camp, during mandatory minicamp, to do the things that Coach Coughlin needs him to do. But you're right, the door's wide open for Martellus Bennett to play a huge role this year.
Now, a lot of buzz, not only here at minicamp, but OTAs, and I'm sure going into training camp, about wide receiver Rueben Randle. He has impressed some coaches and definitely have turned some heads, John.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Rueben Randle has run some very smooth routes. When you see him moving around the field, you don't really think he's moving that fast. Yet he's always creating separation, always getting into open space, and really making moves on defensive backs in the open field. He's looked very impressive. He's been called NFL ready by Jerry Reese. Kevin Gilbride said last week, let's not go too far. He's still a guy trying to learn the NFL system here, but I think the Giants have high hopes for him to contribute this year and early on.
And the Giants have high hopes for last year's first-round draft pick. That's Prince Amukamara. Keep in mind, last year, no OTAs. It was the lockout. Let's hear from head coach Tom Coughlin on his expectations.
It's a whole different year for him. You know, really, he's had that experience, and a lot of that naive is behind him, and he's doing a good job. Hopefully, he's going to continue.
So, John, this offseason, much different than last. How far along is Prince Amukamara at this point?
Well, he's much farther than he was last season. As you mentioned, Anita, he didn't have OTAs last year. He had one practice at training camp before he got injured. He had very limited playing time during the regular season. So this is really the first time he's been able to really go back to basics, learn the system from scratch with his teammates, and get on the field. Talking to Prince, and frankly, all the rookies from last year, from Herzlich to Brewer to Darrell Scott to Jernigan, all the guys to a man have told me, we didn't realize at what such a disadvantage we were at last year not having this. Having gone through it this year, they realized how helpful it would have been for them to have it as a rookie, and they're all taking advantage of it. They think they're going to take big strides in year number 2.
He's John Schmelk. I'm Anita Marks. This is your Giants Minicamp Report, brought to you by New Era.